So, I'm just out. You can see the, start to see the church render back there. I'm just out this way grabbing some, spruce saplings. And that was kind of lucky. Oh, lovely, there's a creeper in there. Of course there's a creeper in there. Yeah, I just happened to spot that there's this slit in the sand, and guess what we found? By the sounds of it, it's a zombie spawner. I don't have a shovel. Okay, guys. I'm gonna do a quick cut, go deposit some stuff, come back, and we might turn this into. I'm not sure. We might turn it into something. We'll see. Okay, guys. So I just did a quick job there. Just took off the roof. Obviously, that lights it up, and at night time, I'm gonna have to put that. So we have one chest here, and it. I know, because I mean we've already got beetroot from the village, but that's yeah. Redstone. The music disc's really the best thing there, but I mean, at least we've got an easy source of XP going here, and what is it? Rotten flesh, because I actually have quite a few clerics back at the village. Sweet. So what I've done here is I've gone and cut out it's a 11 by 11 hole, so 5 blocks each direction from the spawner, and then just dropped it down another sort of 3 to 5 blocks below the spawner just to encompass the spawn chunk. So if we head down and that was graceful. Yeah, so they're going to be spawning on these pads here, and what we're going to have is some water down in these canals right here next to me. Just let me get out the sand, just my way up temporarily. Yeah, so we're going to have water in and along these canals, and then across the spawning area right in the middle here. And then so they should flow, just let me grab a block, they should flow down into this ravine here, and then along to the mob elevator right here. So the key parts of this design is the distance of the flow of the water. So this is obviously the end of your spawn space. The zombies are down below in a cave somewhere. They're really annoying because I think it's always spawned from here. But anyway, so we need to have. So this is your spawn space 1, 2, and then the mob elevator. So this is a 2-wide mob elevator. This here is going to be just filled with blocks, but it's like my sort of way to get up and down. And I'll show you the mob elevator in a bit. But basically, water goes on the end there. So this is the central water as well as all up through there. So if the source block is there, it's protected. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's going to flow along. You're going to have 1 block down right after the spawner. So basically as far as the water goes. And then your water's going to stop right here. Now that may seem bad, like you're going to need an extra bit just to get it further along, but that's actually ideal. So that's the maximum run in the water, and it's not actually going to make a difference in the end as long as the water's flowing to there. It's just very nicely spaced out. Cool, so I'll jump over into Creative World now, and I'll show you the actual system that we're going to be using. Okay, so here we are, guys, in a test world. And yeah, so this is the design we're going to be using. So it's a 2 block wide mob elevator, and the reason for that is these babies. Now I know there's ways that you can just sort of filter out the babies or whatever, but the babies are actually really good, because you might not know it, but the babies actually give sort of 2.5 times the XP that the adults give. So the adults give sort of roughly 4, 5, 6 XP per mob. The babies actually give roughly 12. So if we can get them into our system, then it's going to actually speed up any sort of XP gain quite significantly. I'll just flip him through. Obviously things like the lever and this drop and things, they're not actually going to be implemented into the final system. They're just ways of cycling it around at the moment. But yes, so the way this works is we have a fence post and a wall, and because the 2 different hitboxes here, when the mobs get pushed along in the water stream,
they interact with these blocks, get pushed all the way up, and they fit perfectly between the two. Now, I know for the large jump, so the adults, you can just have a one high thing going sign, water, sign, water, sign, water. But that doesn't allow the babies to swim up because they just get stuck and they just sort of jump up and down and float on the block around there. What this design allows is, so you can see here the adults, they get pushed across, they hit their head on the water there, and get pushed right in. So this water block here is important because it needs to flow this way to actually align them up with this final block. None of the other ones actually have a flow despite the fact that they're slanted. Where the baby here, you can see that he doesn't hit his head on this water block. So if this line of water and walls here was just blocks, the baby would come along and just sort of jump up and down and float here and just clog the whole system up. Or instead, because he's going to float along, end up inside the sort of the hitbox of the wall here above the hopper, and he'll be half in the water, half in this. The water side of his hitbox is going to cause him to float up, hit that water, and alternate back and forth. Now, these guys here are one block tall, so they'd be able to fit inside this, apart from the fact that the walls and the fences are a 1.5 high hitbox. So although the blocks line up, ideally, the hitboxes don't, which is perfect for us, because it means that the gap between here is actually only a slab's width, a slab's height. So the baby can't go either way. He's stuck in between like the adults, but he doesn't get stuck between the water because he's always inside a water block. Yeah, so up the top, so that's pretty modular. That just goes all the way up. But the top bit here is what's important. So you can see here they're going all the way up to the top, across, drop down. If we set this up so they fall, the next he's going to take damage. That's obviously going to be a 22 high block drop, or however high you want. But if we change this around, you can see that the sticky pistons have retracted, and this water here now flows across. So what should happen is they're going to go up. Occasionally they don't. Occasionally they will go through just because they don't. And you can see there, he's going to go across and flow down and hit the thing. So yeah, so the idea there is that we're going to have a toggleable system. So he's stuck there just because he was there when I turned it off, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is the prime example of why having it just one high doesn't one wide one by one doesn't work with the baby zombies. But yeah, so the adults, he's managed to actually swim across and find his way back in. That's perfect. But yeah, so right here, the adults, they're going to, just all of them. When this water, so these pistons retract. Let me get my train of thought back. These pistons retract. The water here is going to start flowing, which is going to pull them up and across and through the little one block gap there and drop them down. So if we have this block here at 22 blocks above the landing platform, we're going to be on half a heart. If we take it up next to sort of 3 blocks, however high, if you can go higher if you want. But as long as we go up to the next stage and then drop them from there, they're going to die automatically. So with the flip of this lever down here, which we'll obviously wire up to wherever we want, we can have auto kill and sort of manual kill. And then that's all just wired up vertically to redstone. And I think the important thing as well is the fact that... sorry, I got to do it from this side here. That dropper, the dispenser there, will fire at the same time so that they don't hit their head in the water when they... Yeah, so if the adults hit their head in the water here, sorry, I'm kind of rambling, they'll float up. But you can see there, they sort of jump for a bit. Okay, occasionally they make it. But as you saw that first guy, he's gonna do what the baby does. Not hit his head. Okay, it's happening a little too often, but yeah, so there you go. It's going to be pushed across and fall back down. It's going to work perfectly. Sweet. Jump back over to Survival World, and we'll go from there.
Progress has clearly been made here. So I just showed you the mechanics of it really, and the rest of it's all very straightforward. So the mobs spawn, go across, go up, drop down. I mean, the hardest part of this is the hitbox sort of ratio and all that crap. But yeah, so I've built this up. I think it's roughly 32 blocks tall, very top. So they all drop from 22 blocks onto this block here. So there's the 22nd block. They should land with close enough to half heart anymore, and they'll just die instantly. Which is why there's redstone going up the side, so that with the flick of a lever I can boost them up 5 blocks and they'll drop to their death, rather than dropping this down and having the chance that they don't die or whatever and they just get loose. So I figured I'd rather lift them up a little bit higher and drop them down than have to play around with stuff down here. Yeah, so that lever there, I mean, it just sounds like it does nothing, but redstone on means that it's set to the lower setting, like the literal lower setting, so that it's a manual kill, and then up is auto kill. Redstone goes off, and they get pushed higher up. This one here I've wired up to be an emergency shutoff, which I'll just go through and show you now. So I haven't actually placed them in yet, but eventually there'll be redstone lamps here, and then this redstone goes across, it reaches all the way, and there's just a sticky piston redstone block, iron block, goes up and down with the lever just to power everything on. It's pretty straightforward. And then obviously this will light up the room in place of the torches.
Okay, we're going to go start down this end. Yep, no. Yeah, we're going to start down this end, so I'm going to go along with the water, which will take out the torches, run, jump across, back up, ender pearl out. Hopefully be safe. Hopefully I'll remember the torch up there. Okay, I'm really nervous. I haven't done this in a while. Okay. 3. Okay. Go. I need water. That was smart. Okay, it's still safe. Probably not for much longer though. Sorry, I'm my heart's beating way too fast for this. Crap. You see, there we go. Zombie spawning. Okay, got like 25 seconds. What is it? Okay, and we're out. We're out. Good. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that, exact. Okay. Okay, so we're set to up. That's fine. Where's the sun? We got time. Okay, so yeah, see the ones with armor there, especially like the enchanted ones, they're not going to die. So this is what we have here. We'll just drop down and I'll show you how this works. So I'll just wait. Here we go. So he's come along, he's going, as you can see, he's stuck between the blocks, between the fence posts, and babies can do that as well, so they'll fit there fine. Oh, torches. Some of them must have picked those up. You can see him going up, 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 up. Hopefully, I think the one with the arm is about to reach the top. So you can see right there where the crosshair is. That's blocked off, so that's where they'll fall out usually to die. Oh god. I should eat. Oh, I'm still shaking. Okay, so if we switch this, you can see there's now water in place of that. And those ones there, those zombies, as they go up, will go up. The water's been taken out at head height, so they'll go in, and there we go. See that? Baby! Came out nice and fine. Okay, he was probably at the top. Okay, some of them are still going to die, they'll just bounce up on the water or something. But, as a general rule, I haven't built this too high, have I? Nope, they're surviving. And if we to they're nice and easy. How about that? Okay. So yeah, I didn't really touch on it before. Where's the sun? Started a bit of a sort of cosmetic touch up here. I'm going to replace this log with soul sand eventually. There is a hopper below it. Obviously it's doing nothing with the block on top. But yeah, so eventually I'll be able to just swap and I'll just get rotten flesh feeding through when I win at AFK. I can stand somewhere. I'll obviously build out a building. Just wait for them to all pile up, and then with 2 or 3 hits of the sword, because they're all at sort of 1.5 hearts or whatever, for some reason, being lower they die instantly. Yeah, this is the butter zone, and it puts them at 1.5 hearts. But because of the splash damage on the sword, each swing will do like 5 hearts of something to one guy and half a heart to the rest, so 3 hits and they'll all be dead. Nice and simple. And I mean that's like with a wooden sword. It's the splash damage, so it's always half a heart. They're dying a little too regularly. I might watch it for a bit. Okay. So I'm up here at the same height they should be dropping from. And obviously we're not triggering the spawn, so I don't know how many are coming through. But the thing that I'm noticing is they're just swimming straight up without being pushed forward this way. So it's not so much the fact that I'm dropping them from the wrong height, as so much that they're dropping themselves from the wrong height, if that makes sense. So this part here, where the sign is, that's stopping the water flow coming out and dropping down. That's the height I want them to drop by when it's set to low, as opposed to the top one, which should be auto kill, which is what's happening, because they're all swimming up the side, going straight through, missing it somehow, and dropping down, which is why all the babies have survived, because they're not tall enough to reach up when it's like this. But all the adults which can make it up have made it across. Now, theoretically, that should happen once in a while, but it's happening far too regularly for my liking, so I'm gonna try to do a bit of bug fixing, and I'll see you back then. Okay guys, I think it's working. Yeah, I did a bit of bug fixing. Just fix up 2 things at the drop points, and we now have over 75 zombies just sitting there, so I'm going to flick that to there because I don't want this piling up. But bye-bye chicken. 2 and 3. Yeah, just the ones with the armor left. But no, I want the iron. Oh god, we're still going. Yeah, so that's... what was that, like? Almost 10 levels? Just I've been here virtually 1 Minecraft day, so the sun's gone right around. That's roughly, I think, 20 minutes of, well, not really AFK. You can see I've started just to build out some stuff. But, yeah, just 20 minutes of just letting it build up, and we've already got some golden pants, feathers, chicken. The chicken occurs when a zombie jockey, a chicken jockey, sorry, spawns, and basically the what is it? as soon as it hits the water, the jockey tries to dismount, and anytime, little guy, yeah, so the jockey will dismount and separate out, which is why we end up, I think, 3 or 4 chickens there. They do get pushed through the system. Obviously, they don't die or take full damage, but I mean, that's just a matter of killing them, and the zombie dismounts and falls anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna head on up and I'll show you what I fixed. Sweet. Okay, this is the lower level, which we're not set at the moment. Oh well, sort of both ways, but yeah, so you can see that there was a sign there, I replaced it with the fence post, and that's just because I found they kept, when I wanted them to go this way, they kept going up, they'd hit this water, and they'd move slightly this way, but they'd hit this water and be pulled straight up and across. So I figured I'll put the fence post there. The gap between the fence post and the cobblestone wall is just big enough for them to fit up, so it goes any further this way, and they hit their heads on the sign. So the way that works is, I've explained this before, but that water there, when these pistons track, flows, they hit it, it pulls them along a bit, and then now even if they float up, this water is removed as well, sorry. So even if they float up through this water, they'll hit their head there, bounce up and down, and this water will eventually pull them across sideways, or the next guy will come up and just bump them out. Which is why I replaced the slab there with a sign, so that they can make full use of that block's height and not hit that, be floating in here and eventually drown. And then at the top here, I just removed the water on that side because I found that they would sometimes basically end up in that water, and that water would be depicting their direction rather than this water. And yeah, so I just removed it, and it works fine now because the only thing influencing them once they reach the top there is this flowing water, which of course pulls them across the edge to their demise. The only major point there is the fact that there needs to be an inverted half slab on the top there, because the fence post is 1.5, well, the block is 1 high, but the hit box is 1.5, so the top of this fence post is actually halfway up through this water, which means you need an extra half block up to make it a 2 high space. Cool. See if we can do it, see if we can do it. Oh, damn it. Okay. Just trying to get a record there. I've already got quite a few. Oh, damn it. Yeah, no. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of sort of decent gear on me. Quick run through there. I suppose you probably want that stuff there as well, don't you? Yeah, so I've managed to spend quite a while just grinding away here. At that, obviously, massive, I didn't knock him, did I? Oh, that's fine. Let's kill him anyway. Just spend some time, oh, God. Spend some time, let me finish here, grinding away at zombie spawner there that we built, actually, about a week ago. I've just been really sort of busy, and I think from about this point forward in the episode, it's going, I'm going to have a completely different train of thought and all that, so hopefully it somewhat merges together, but yeah, we'll see. Cool, so I'll probably cut now, and I'll meet you guys back over at the spawner there, just letting you know what's happening, and we'll get on to some building and finish off the design. Cool. A little bit later, and we have lowered and cleared out all the area around this. So in case you can't tell, I've just gone, and these blocks used to be 1 higher, so I just can't access that anymore. I mean, it's all lit up, and it's just systems, so nothing should be able to spawn in there. We will have to replace the stone bricks at some point, so it
merges with the rest of it, and I mean you can probably tell already, but I've been working on this for a while. Just odd jobs sort of thing, and trying to sort out an aesthetic, and I think I've got one. So inside this chest is most of the stuff we're going to need, but the key component for me is actually these two chests. So as you can see, there is a butt ton of leather armor and a whole bunch of dyes. So hopefully what we can do will look pretty cool once once I get enough of it all. But yeah, so I may as well crack on with building it. Okay, so we're back here, and I'm just going to finish off the block pattern that I have going around here once I just correct this. Just want something slightly more blast resistant, durable underneath in sand and sandstone. So what we're doing here is the outside every second. God. Efficiency 5 is just you gotta tap with it. Yeah, so every second block is going to be slab, and every first block, I guess, is going to be a sandstone pillar. You'll see why when we get to adding detail. But what we also want is to alternate that. So you got this checkered pattern with the back of it, and again, that's just to allow for detail later. May as well do that now, actually. I don't need bricks there. So these inside blocks are all going to be dark oak coming up, just as a bit of contrast to the you can imagine that going up. So 2 pillars and then a darkened negative space in the background, just to add a bit of interest, a bit of depth. I'll come across, add some more of that, and then we're just going to carry everything there up by 1 block. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I think hopefully now, because I've finished my sort of exam period for this first trimester, which is why I just needed sort of like a week break in between the middle of building this and finishing the actual build. Hopefully now I should be able to actually put a bit of effort into doing some of these Let's Play videos and actually turn out just a few more than one. I think a week is what I was going at during that period. Yeah, so now we've built that up 2 blocks. What we need now, I do have it, is chiseled. Just knocked out my way of getting up. Okay, so we're going to go up 2 and then have chiseled sandstone on top here. We're not going to place another wood block there, and you'll see why in a bit. But yeah, so we're just going to hop along here. Same on every pillar. So every pillar is pretty standard. It's sort of 2 blocks of smooth, 1 block of chiseled. Damn it. Let's just make a way up here like that. And then we're going to go and jump straight off. That was skilled. We're going to go smooth again. Okay, see if I can do this. Okay, so it may seem like I've got a bit of a weird selection of blocks on my hotbar here, but they're actually the next sort of step and they're the start of the detail, so this may give a hint to what we're doing. But I'm just going to go place an armor stand in every one of those. And if you remember the leather armor that I showed you before, and the dye, yeah, that's what we're doing. And I've done this wrong. These here shouldn't. And they take a while to make. Oh, I know where it's gone. Just as a side note. Okay, maybe not. Okay, there it is. I did add some redstone torches under there, and hopefully that may give a hint as to where the rest of them are going. So yeah, so we're just going to continue placing those. I'm just going to sprint around here, collect the 2 in the middle here.
shouldn't be there. They're really weird to break armor stands. You gotta sort of double tap them. But yeah, so we're gonna end up, hopefully, 1, 2, and that looks pretty good. Obviously not right now, but it should eventually. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna jump up here, and we're gonna place a redstone torch on each of these. We didn't need to jump up here to do it. Now, this is in place with the log there, but we're gonna have a block here, so you're not actually going to be able to see this redstone torch from the middle, and because there's this one block gap, it's not interfering with any of the redstone on here, which is perfect. But this is just going to provide a bit of sort of dynamic lighting, have a bit of a glow to these armor stands once they're finished, and hopefully it creates quite a cool effect without being blindingly bright. Okay, so the next step that we're doing now is we just need to place a bunch of temporary filler blocks around the outside, and that's so we can have something to place these pistons on, right next to these in my inventory. So these pistons are temporary, because what we're going to be aiming to do is have an upside down stair inside the top half of this block. That just sort of caps off the armor stand, but as of right now, because it's on this one half block pedestal, its head space is actually occupying this block, and we can't get anything in there. No, sorry, that's for the piston, isn't it? So we need piston, that there, piston, that there, we jump, and then we should just be able to 1, 2, and we're done. And then that's the sort of the look we're going for. Okay guys, so a lot of leather, a lot of dye, a lot of effort. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, because you may be able to tell just off eyesight there, if I do this, you can see that there are actually two very slight variants in colour here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these chests, and then the different colours will be randomly distributed into my inventory. I'll just go around, so each one will have a slightly different combination, some slightly different shades, and hopefully just give a bit of texture and feel to it. So there you go, we can see we've just gone and exploded things. If I go 1, 2, just around like this. Eventually I'll work my way through it and we'll come back when I'm done then. Cool. So I'm going to have to end the episode here. It's just getting very long for me. It's taken many days to record, many weeks even, and it's just been all over the place as far as recording schedule and all that for me. I think the main reason we're down here, guys, just letting it get night, is you can start to see the glow. Ooh, sorry. Start to see the glow there that we're getting from these armor stands, and I quite like there's a bit of sort of translucency here, but the main, especially from a distance, you actually start to... Nothing's spawning around me. Yeah, you actually start to see the armor stands more than anything else. I think, obviously, this front bit where there's light inside. Oh, that's the zombie. I've just thrown some chests there just to start collecting drops. So if we head up here, see if we can just look out over the desert, and we'll end the episode. So hopefully I'll have a bit more time now to record, due to the fact that I've just got a bit of a study break starting up. I don't have any more exams, don't have any of that. That's just been holding me back, and yeah. So I apologise that some of the video, especially the start, may not be as ideal a quality as I think the end of it, but it's all very sort of pieced together for me. I figured you guys would probably prefer something a lot just a bit longer
than have sort of two sort of short 15-minute episodes. So I think it's all just been sort of pieced together for me. Not quite. Man, that's better. See if we can hit that guy. But yeah, way too far. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I was trying to end the episode. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it's not too much sort of back and forth or jump cuts or anything for you. If you liked it, leave a comment. Tell me what I could do better. Leave some ideas for what we want to do with sort of this outside pillar here, because I've tried just a few things in the creative world and none of them are really working. But yeah, so just leave suggestions, figure out what we're going to do for the remainder of this building. I probably won't work on it next time. I need a bit of a break from it. I'll probably go back and do something at the village over there. But yeah, until next time, guys. This has been Ninjino. I'm out.
This is my word, this is my way.